Hey everybody, it's Tarkan back with another video. How's everyone doing out there? I hope you're all doing good. I hope you're hanging in there. I hope you're manifesting all the wonderful things that you want to manifest, that you desire. I hope you're using this time to stay calm, to meditate, to write down your desires, to make lists of positive aspects of your life, positive aspects of your relationships, positive aspects of your money situation, everything. Focus on the positive, right, guys? This is a good time to do that, okay? And on that note, I actually have a cool comment from a viewer that was left on my most recent video about the 5 love languages. If you haven't watched that, just go to the most recent one. You'll see it there in the videos list. This is from Dope Queen 23, and she was going to do like a longer post at some point, but I actually think this one's great. I love this one because it's kind of a success story. It is a success story. It's not kind of a success story. It is a success story. And, you know, she touches on some of the points, actually a lot of points that I've made in my videos and continue to make in my videos and in my coaching. You know, you'll see as I get into it. It's not a long comment, but it's a good one. And I think that it's nice to start off the week here and me being back with videos. I took a little break. You got to do that every now and then. Okay, guys, it's good to take a break. It's good I got to sometimes go and focus on myself a little bit. Okay. But here I am. And I thought, you know, it's a Monday. Good way to start the week with a little uplifting story. This person had manifested their specific person back. So let's take a look here. So I have a success story. I'm not someone to comment, but thank you for doing so anyway. But I was so inspired by others' success stories that I said, once I have mine, I will be sure to share. It's great to share those. And of course, guys, for all of you who have success stories, whether that's a result of me coaching you or otherwise, I would love to hear them, okay? So send them on to manifestation.lab@gmail.com, and you'll find the email link down below as well for that, manifestation.lab@gmail.com. So it's pretty long, so I will post details later. Well, okay, maybe we'll read another comment from you with more details. But I think actually this one, you know, it's actually not that long, and I think that you put in all the pertinent details in this. I pretty much manifested my love ex back. Well, pretty much. It sounds like you did. We are officially back together as a couple. Well, there you go. We never stopped communication, but for a while he didn't want to commit. He would say he didn't believe in having a title, but I would just ignore that. Perfect. You just ignore the circumstances that you don't prefer. Only engage with the unwanted circumstances if you absolutely have to. You know, an example of that would be, I have a lot of worry about money and bills. Well, okay, pay your bills. For those 5 minutes that it takes to pay your bills or whatever, go ahead and pay your bills and then think about anything else. Don't keep thinking about your bills and your money situation for the whole day. You just don't need to, all right? So she ignored him saying he didn't believe in having a title. In other words, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever it is, right? Commitment. She's like, well, that's not part of my reality. I'm going to just ignore that and go for what it is that I prefer. I kept intending that he wants to be back in a committed relationship with me, right? Just bust right through it. This is long distance, so believe me, it wasn't easy, but I ignored all circumstances. And it gets easier and easier with time the more you do it, guys. Okay, the more you ignore your circumstances, it's going to be challenging at first, but with practice, like with anything, it's a practice. It will get easier. Circumstances don't matter, absolutely. I had to learn to let go and trust the universe. Although, trust the process, right? Because the universe has the process figured out for you. Hold on a minute. I had to learn to let go and trust the universe. Although I wanted to give up many times, I decided to focus more on myself while still manifesting, but trusting that everything would work out. Yeah, focus on yourself. You have to take them off the pedestal, just like what I always say. Don't put them on that pedestal. If you have them on a pedestal, that means you're placing them above you and they're looking down on you, and that's not a good thing. So stop that. And I agree with you. dope queen. And I want to reiterate, cut it out, okay? Stop making them so big in your life. You manifest things that you don't care so much about, or you think you don't care so much about, easily and more quickly, because you have that sort of perfect relationship with that thing. You want it, but you don't need it. And that's got to be your attitude with your specific person, okay? You got to stop thinking about them all the time, obsessing about them all the time. You got to make it about yourself, and you got to put yourself on an equal footing with them. It doesn't mean to treat them as beneath you either. Exactly. Equal footing, right? Not above you, not below you, but as an equal. Because in a relationship that you want with them, isn't that how you want the relationship to be, between two equals, okay? Just have confidence in yourself and trust the universe has your back. Anyway, we had the talk. I didn't bring it up, but I let him do so. Let it be his idea. Perfect. I told him I know how I feel for you, but that a title means something to me because it symbolizes commitment. And as long as we don't have that, then it can't work. So good, you put your foot down and you stated what it is that you needed. You stated what it is that you wanted, and you stood up for it. And you stood up for what meant something for you, okay? It's important to do that too, because that's a declaration not just for them, for the specific person, but that's a declaration to yourself and to the universe as well. Here's what I want. Here's how I want it. I'm not going to settle for anything less than this, okay? He said, okay, well, in that case, if it means something to you, then it means something to me too. I asked, what are you saying exactly? Are you asking for us to get back together in a committed relationship? Because I need you to be clear. Communication, right? Stating what you want and not being apologetic about it. There was a gray area for a while about clarity. He said, yes, that's exactly what I'm asking. So of course I said yes and acted surprised, because in my reality, we were always together. So surprised because why would we get back together? We were always together. How weird, right? But see how she just busted right through that whole, whatever the circumstance is, whatever it is that he's saying right now, he doesn't want a label, he doesn't want a commitment, didn't matter to her. And it was tough at first on her, right, to do that, but she did it anyway. And with practice and with time, the reality that she had in her mind, that she had formulated in her mind, became more real, more enjoyable, more substantial than the reality that was surrounding her. And so it was easy to replace that reality that was surrounding her with the reality in her mind. And notice how she just didn't give up. She's like, nope, this is the way it's going to be. This is the way it's going to be. Oh, that's not happening out there. I don't care. Ignore the reality. Go back to the vision. Go back to the vision, you see. And eventually he just plugged right into her vision because she wasn't going to give up. All right. And she's like, well, no, it's got to be this way. And that's my desire. And I'm going to make it about myself. We'll go back to focusing on myself, looking at my life, enjoying my life, looking at what's working rather than what's not working, right? Solution-oriented thinking rather than problem-oriented thinking. And he just came in and matched her. He just reflected her commitment to her vision right back to her and said, oh, well, if that's what you want, then okay, that's what it'll be, right? You see, you pushed out, right? So, he even feels the same, right? So because you practice the feeling of being with him for so long and long enough and against all odds and against anything that was happening outside of you that was unpleasing to you at that point in your physical reality, like you said, circumstances don't matter. Give yourself permission to ignore the circumstances. And what happens, because you practice the feeling of being with him already, no matter what, that was matched, that was reflected back to you in him saying, I feel the same. I feel the same. And that's what you pushed out means. Everybody's you pushed out. When you practice the vibration, the feeling of having what it is you want already inside of you, you do so consistently enough and long enough, they will change and the circumstances will shift. They'll begin to shift and start to match and reflect back to you what it is you're practicing on the inside. Because the other part of that statement, circumstances don't matter, is only state of being matters. Only your inner state of being that you practice. Only what you focus on is what creates, right? What comes in, what manifests. So let me tell you guys, things have changed so much for the better. I don't even want to bring up how it used to be in the past. Yeah, there's no reason to. I had to forgive and forget. I didn't want the old relationship back because that was obviously not working. I manifested a new, improved relationship with him. And that's so important. And I stress that a lot too. And I'm so glad you brought that up, because it really is true. A lot of you kind of want to get back to how things were, right? And the thing is, that's an old relationship and it wasn't working, because if it was working, you'd still be with them. You wouldn't be watching this video. You wouldn't be reading books on law of attraction, how to get your ex back, how to get your specific person. You wouldn't be doing any of that, because you'd still be in that relationship because it was working. So what you want is a brand new relationship with that person, right? But in order to have that, you need to create a brand new relationship with yourself, because that's the original relationship. The original relationship is the one you have with yourself, and all other relationships, romantic, family, business, work, friendship, anything, all other relationships are going to reflect back to you. They're going to be a reflection on that original relationship, the one you have with yourself. That's why it's so important to make that the most important relationship in your life right now and from this day forward, okay? Because this relationship that you want and all other relationships will be a reflection of that original relationship, okay? So that's the one you work on. And it really is that easy, guys. I'm just so content with things as they are now. We can't see each other at the moment because of everything going on. We hadn't been able to see each other for a while, even before this, but I'm just grateful that we finally made it official again. You see, again, she's committed to this idea of screw the circumstance, whatever's going on, even if it's not pleasant, I'm going to focus on what's working. I'm going to focus on the strides I've made. I'm going to focus on the progress I've made. Look, he's now committed again. We're in a committed relationship. Okay, maybe it's still not perfect, right? Maybe it's still that we're separated and the situation's going on in the world and we're not able to see each other physically, but we are together. We're a couple. I get to call him my boyfriend. He calls me his girlfriend, whatever it is, okay? So progress, right? So focus on what's working. Focus on the strides you've made. Focus on the progress you've made, okay? Because a lot of times I see this too, and this is a very important point to make, is a lot of times people go, oh, they contact me, but it wasn't this. Or I saw them, we had a great night, but it wasn't that, but when is this going to happen? And it's like you guys just dismiss all the progress and all the good things and all the good signs pointing towards you moving towards exactly what it is you want. You just kind of ignore it and go right back to the negative thinking, to the problem thinking. And it's because you've trained yourself into doing it, okay? You've trained yourself into looking only at problems, only at where things are not working out, rather than where things are working out, okay? So it really comes down to nothing more than you just retraining yourself to look for how things are working, where things are working, all the progress you're making, and to celebrate those things for yourself, okay? Hey, what a great leap forward. Okay, maybe we can't see each other physically yet. So that's the next thing I focus on. We're seeing each other physically regularly. The world is going back to normal bit by bit. These lockdowns are starting to lift. There's progress being made in medical fields, medical community. It's just going to be a matter of time before we're together physically, but here we are together in a committed relationship. What an amazing leap forward, okay? That's solution-based thinking, all right? You got to remove your focus from problem-based thinking, because remember, it's all about focus and attention, where you put your focus and attention. There's always going to be something good to look at. There's always going to be something bad to look at about any given situation. You get to make the choice of which one you give most of your attention to. And which one you give most of your attention to determines your manifestations, determines your physical outcomes in life, okay? But I'm just grateful that we finally made it official again. We can work on seeing each other when things calm down. What a great attitude. And that's exactly the kind of attitude you need to have. We live in an abundant universe. Anything is possible. And you're absolutely right. And thank you, Dope Queen. I know you were going to write another comment with more details, but you know what? I think this is fine. And I think, it doesn't have to be too long, but it's a very uplifting comment. It points out a lot of elements that I've discussed that I think are important. Focus on yourself. Take them off the pedestal. Make yourselves equals. All right. Ignore the circumstances that aren't pleasing to you and focus on how you want things to be instead. And that comes down to focusing on how you want to feel. How would you feel if you were in the circumstance, in the relationship, right? Make sure you understand that you're creating a new relationship with them. If this is an ex we're talking about, okay? So don't try to hold on to the past. You got to let go of the anger and the disappointment of the past, okay? You got to try to stop fixing the old relationship. That one's gone. You're manifesting a new relationship. Clear the deck, okay? Clear the deck, erase the chalkboard, okay? And start fresh, all right? Start with a fresh new canvas and then fill it in with exactly what you want and how you want things to be, all right? And you can see these success stories, and people are doing this all the time, even against great odds. I get people just going, they just think their situation is the worst situation ever, and nothing is possible. It's all impossible. How could we ever possibly fix this? And it's like, I always tell them, I've heard way worse than your situation. I've heard people have restraining orders against them, okay? And they got back with the person, all right? So they can turn it around. Trust me, your situation ain't all that bad, all right? But you have to make it okay in your mind. You got to make it small in your mind. A great little exercise, whatever problem you think is so large and so outside of your control, okay? Imagine it. This is a great meditation, all right? Close your eyes and just imagine the person or giving you the problem or the problem itself or whatever it is, and just imagine it shrinking smaller and smaller, and just shrink it down to the size of a pea so they can fit in the palm of your hand, okay? And then just blow it away. If you practice that meditation, you just imagine all those things that are so overwhelming to you, that seem so unchangeable, so unmovable. And you do that with them, okay? You do that little exercise. It's very simple. You just shrink that down in size in your mind to the size of a pea so that you can fit it in the middle of your palm, and just, you're not a problem at all. All right? You're just like a little feather. Just, there you go, gone. Trust me, your subconscious mind will adopt that new attitude. You'll feel lighter. You'll look at things through a different lens, okay? And you'll see what you thought was this huge, unmovable situation and circumstance, this huge, unmovable problem isn't a problem at all, wasn't ever to begin with, okay? And that will also show you and demonstrate to you just what awesome manifesting powers that you possess. You were born with them. No one can ever take them away from you, okay? It's just up to you to rediscover them. That's all this is. All right, guys. So thank you, 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏23 for that comment. That's awesome. And again, I'm going to say it again. If you want to send me please send me your success stories if you have them. And, you can send them to manifestation.lab@gmail.com. You see the link for that down below. Also, you have coaching. If you want coaching with me, there's a link for that down below. If you want to leave me a tip, there's links for that down below. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please hit like, please subscribe, please share this video with anyone that you think might benefit from it, or any of my videos for that matter. All right, if you like the cut of my jib. I started saying that, and some of you really love that expression. So I don't even know where that expression comes from. I think I heard it in an old movie or something once, and just stuck with me. I don't even know what a jib is, to be honest. What is a jib? Maybe someone can look that up. I'll look it up after I do this. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'm 𝗏𝗏𝗏. Keep a stiff upper lip out there. Things are getting better. They are getting better. If you look for that, you'll find it. You'll find the good news. The good news is out there. Okay, guys? So we're getting through it, all of us. Okay? So I love you. Take care of yourself. Until next time, this is 𝗏𝗏𝗏. Happy manifesting, and bye-bye.